That will be shared by Reverend Blayne.
So good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here on this beautiful day. If you need to move in to get some shade, or if you have a hat, you're okay. So as we honor and remember the fluffy, the furry, the feathered, and maybe sometimes scaly members of our family, it's so nice to see that you could bring your humans with you today. Actually. So we have a special relationship with animals in the Buddhist tradition. In the Jataka tales, the Buddhist animal wisdom stories, the Buddha is described to have been many different animals in previous lives. The animals in these stories are teachers of Dharma because they share meaningful life lessons. Just like the animals in these stories, the animals that we are lucky enough to care for teach us intimate and profound lessons about life and love each and every day.
Oh, over here, this is what they're having.
Let me share with you one of
Funny,
these wisdom stories that teaches us about the lesson of friendship. The elephant and the dog. So long ago, in the great city of Varanasi, the king kept a stable of elephants. His favorite elephant had an unusual best friend, a dog, who first came to the stable to eat the rice that fell from the elephant's mouth as she ate her dinner. As time went on, the elephant and the dog developed a close and loving relationship until it came to pass that the elephant would not eat unless the dog was there to share her meal. The dog would sleep curled up by the leg of the elephant, would bathe with the elephant, and they would play together. The elephant swinging down the trunk with her trunk. One day, an unkind stable hand sold the dog to a passing peasant for a few coins. The elephant was miserable. She would not eat, drink, or bathe. She simply stood in her stall, swaying sadly from side to side. When the king was told of the worsening condition of his favorite animal, he was very upset. He called in his wise advisor and told him, "Go to my beloved elephant and find out what's wrong with her." The advisor went and carefully examined the elephant. He clearly saw that there was nothing physically wrong with the beast. So he concluded that the problem must be emotional. He asked the elephant's primary caretaker, "Is there anything different in the stables lately?" The caretaker said, "Why, yes, the elephant had a great friend in a dog who has vanished recently." With that, the advisor went back to the king and said, "Your elephant is heartbroken at the disappearance of a dog she much loved." "Well," said the king, "how am I to find a lost dog in this huge city? I recommend putting forth a proclamation declaring that anyone who is found in custody of a dog from the king's elephant stable will be forced to pay a large fine," said the advisor. So it was done. And as soon as the peasant who had bought the dog heard of the proclamation, he immediately released it, and the dog dashed directly back to the elephant stables. When the exhausted dog returned, the elephant wept tears of joy, and she scooped the dog up with her trunk and cradled it. She would not eat until the dog had been fed, and then she ate her food as well, and was soon back to her old ways, her canine friend forever at her side. How many of you consider your pet to be your best friend or a member of your family? How many of you find yourselves treating them as if they're human? Nancy, yeah, back there. Do you talk to them? Right? Cook for them? Dress them in clothes? have your own Instagram account for them? What other funny and unique things do you do for or to them? Halloween's tomorrow, right? So, how many are dressing your dogs up in costumes for tomorrow? So, how many of you sometimes like your pets more than your spouse or your children? Right, so as we learn, right, in this Janaka tale, animals teach us about abiding friendship, about loyalty, about love. You know, years ago, my mom and her partner, longtime boyfriend, had an adorable orange and brown Pomeranian, and her name was Mie. She really was the cutest thing ever, and the most pampered and spoiled dog I've ever seen. My mom would do all the things crazy dog owners would do. You know, once I came home from a visit and I saw that my mom had given me my baby blanket. You know, not that I really minded, right? But the thought of being replaced did cross my mind. You know, Mie was truly my uncle's baby. They would spend so much time together. You know, he would brush her and groom her, and then, you know, and so when he passed after a long bout of cancer, she would sadly look for him around the house. Right? And after Ron's death, Mie became my mom's companion, and her joy as you know, this little dog was now her connection to my uncle, right? And so the pampering took on a whole nother level at that point. Right? However, a few years later, he died suddenly, and my mom was heartbroken. I even went home and conducted a memorial service for me. You know, seeing how sad my mom was, her boss dropped off a little puppy at her doorstep one day. At first, my mom didn't want her, you know, but eventually she was won over by this cute Maltese Pomeranian mixed bundle of joy. And this, of course, is my sister, Emmy, who I have so many pictures and videos of on my phone. And I've kind of mentioned Emmy to many of you. And so for the past 9 years, she has been my mom's constant companion, and she is truly part of our family. And so Emmy is always happy to see me. Every time I go home to visit in Hilo, she's like jumping up and down, and then all she wants to do is for me to sit down on the ground with her, and she crawls into my lap and sits there. That's all she wants to do. And, you know, and what that reminds me, right? And it forces me to pause my life, right? To just be present, to sit and to enjoy the company, the companionship of someone who just wants to offer love and to be loved in return. What a remarkable lesson, right, for each of us, right? Our pets, our animals. You know, I know Linda's dog Lucky likes to just follow her all around and looks for her when she's not around, right? The pets in our lives, right? Those animals in our lives, right? Very much are those little companions, those little bodhisattvas who teach us, right? So many lessons about life, about love, about friendship, about loyalty, about all the things that enrich our lives, right? So, you know, my dad's dog, so he has a pretty big, like 80-pound dog, and his name is Striker, and Striker is also 9 years old, and but he has a hip issue, right? And so my dad's has a 2-story house, and so this poor dog struggles to climb up the stairs, and so really kind of, you know, really, it's really sad. But you know, when I went to visit one day and I went upstairs, he totally followed me upstairs, and I saw him struggling to get up. And then I was laughing at my dad, and the dad has some bad knees too, right? And so I was like, wait, owner and pet, yeah. So, but, you know, right? But our pets really are part of our family, right? They really are, you know, those things, those bundles of joy that give us so much love and attention. You know, and Betty and Norman had to postpone a trip to Vegas, right? Because, you know, their cat was sick, right? So, right, the things we do for our pets, right, the sacrifices we make, right, but the love that they give us in return, right? So, you know, they embrace, right, they never abandon us, right, and they enrich our lives in countless ways, right? This is why they're loved, they're pampered, right? They're treated like royalty. You know, my sister Emmy is the queen of my mom's house and of our hearts. And so I know your animals and the animals that are here and, you know, present, joining us today, and the animals that we come to remember are always in our hearts, always enriching our lives and allowing us to live gratefully, to live joyfully, and to live with a little more compassion for ourselves and for others. And so please join me in Gasho as we recite the Buddha's name in gratitude and joy for the furry, feathery, and sometimes scaly bodhisattvas in our lives. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Thank you, everybody.